Boy, I'm all out of breath just from that, man. Whew. Depending on the last person, if you put these hinges on before this door dried from the paint, these could be hard to get off. You don't want to just whack it without paying attention, because you could rip off a little piece of wood. Now you've got that to deal with, to patch, you know. I haven't taken these off before, so I'm just trying to be careful, and it looks like everything's fine. And see, these particular hinges have a big round curve on them, so it was important for me to try to get the same rounded curved ones at the store, because they have a very tight radius, they have a square one, and then they have the big quarter radius like this, okay? So be aware of that if you're getting new hinges, because if you don't get the right ones, then you're going to have to mortise this out to match your square ones that you get, or the tight radius ones and that kind of stuff, okay? So now I've got to, I'm gonna flop my door down, because I got to put some screws in the bottom of it. And see, this is the top of the door. Had I figured this a little bit differently, I would have leaned that up against the wall. Maybe I can still. Okay, I think I can get this resituated here, so I can put screws in the bottom. And like I say, don't kid yourself. This door is heavy, but you can do it. I think you can. Keep it out like that. There we go. Don't want to get too much of an angle to it, because it could fall down on you. Okay, that looks okay. And now the reason why I'm going to put screws in the bottom is because then I'm going to stand this door up on my craft paper, okay? And then that way the screws will hold it up off the ground, so when I get ready to paint it, I can use my roller all the way down without hitting the craft paper. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to take some 2.5-inch long screws, my drywall screws. I happen to have some right here. And that's all that's going to hold the door up off the ground. And I just measure them the same. Hey, that looks pretty good. The way it is, maybe this one in a little. That's good, that's enough. Okay, so now I've got to lean this up against the wall. That's going to be tricky in itself without breaking off those screws, okay? Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring it over here and see what I can do about tilting this up and getting it over there. Boy. Okay, how else can I do this without lifting it? Maybe I can do it without lifting it all the way by flip-flopping it around back and forth. We'll see how we can do this. This is easier. It's easier to do it this way. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how I can do it. I don't know. I'm gonna flip it up, I think. How can I do this? See, I want the hinges facing out, I think, to me. I guess that's where the door is gonna sit. Is over on this end. Get you resituated just to see what kind of struggles you're going to have with the solid core door. Right? Okay. Make sure I've got the bottom, and I do. Okay. Right there. And now, I think, whoa, gee, see, I can do it flat like that. Oh, there. It's on there, on the screws. I can swivel this into place. This, and see if I need to get it up closer to the wall or away from the wall. I want to go to my left a little bit, I think. I keep on my craft paper. I don't want too much of an angle and stuff on it. I think that's going to be good, where I can double check the prepping on the door, sanding the door, wiping the door off, and all that kind of stuff. And then I can swivel it around and see it's only held by those 2 screws. So I got it plenty up off the craft paper, don't I? Oh, look at that screw there. Look at that. It's crooked, and it could. If I'm not watching it, it could tilt down because this is a solid core door. It could break off. I'm just trying to make it straighter. I'm gonna have to be careful with that one. I'm not liking it. It tilted in there, and I don't want to hit it. I don't want to hit it too far because it could snap. I think I'm going to leave it. Okay. All right. There's that door. Now, I think what I should do, see, remember, I've got to get the other door out here too, but the first thing I'm going to do is get this door set up and situated, get my paint out and all that kind of stuff. Because remember, I'm gonna redo this too, and I'm gonna have to take this door out too. You know what? I'm gonna have to prep that a little bit too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that door out of there next. Now see, when I installed it, I left the hinge pins up a little bit to make it easier to pull off of here. And so I've got to take this door handle off of here, and we'll get that. Last thing I want is anything in my way that I could hit it with the paint and all that. Because the way I do it, I don't try to use a paintbrush and then try to paint around the doorknobs and all that kind of stuff. That's hokey. You don't want to do that. It's very difficult to get semi-gloss paint on nice and even on smooth doors. Trust me. If you're not a professional, you're not going to know how to do it. And even if you were slightly versed on how to paint, it's virtually impossible to get paint smooth and even without seeing the brush strokes, the lines and all that on a smooth door, painting it with a paintbrush. So I'm going to be doing it with a roller. That's why I need to have this door handle out of the way, because if you don't, you might say, oh, I'll just paint with the door with the roller around everything. And then I'll cut in around the doorknob and the latch and that. Well, then your paint is going to look different where your paintbrush went as opposed to where your roller went, and you're going to see it. Okay? So that's why I need to take this off. Okay? I'm just going to set that off to the side. And get my latch here, pull that off. Yeah, it's kind of a pain to paint and stuff, but hey, you want to do it right. It's all in the prep. It is. It truly is. It takes just as much time to do that than it does everything else. And I remembered I've got cardboard little bits in there because I use those as shims to shim out the latch exactly where it needs to be. So I'm going to have to remember that. And I'm wondering if I should take that, if I should take those little cardboard pieces out of there. I think I'm going to. And that way, if they come out and I don't see it and then I don't find them or something and they get swept up, then I've got to make some new ones. And I show you how to do all that on a different episode. How to install the door handles and how to make these actual little shims even, okay? It's really easy to do, by the way. Okay, I gotta remember that one's the top, that's the bottom. Top and bottom, okay, there you go. Okay, now I can go ahead and pop those pins out of there. And see, I like to do it with my electrical cutters. What happened to those? I just had them here a second ago. Where did I put those? Put them in my wrong. All right, I got it. Oh, I'll put them in my other. See, I have nail bags and I put everything in the right place, and this was in the wrong place. But see, I just use that, and then I can grab it and tap them up. I always start from the bottom, okay? That helps it keep away from the door, from your door casing and stuff like that as you're going. And I can just hit on this, see? Like that. And now I can just swivel this just a little and then gently pull on it. These are hollow core doors, so they're easier to handle. Okay, now I can take that out, and in fact, I could leave it like this, but I'm going to set it outside so I don't scratch anything, to take the actual hinges off outside and then put the screws in the bottom of the door and get this all ready to prep just this one side. There's no way on this line here, if you think, oh man, how come he's going through all that effort? All I would do is scrape that off, lightly sand that, put some paint on there. Well, if you do that, you're always going to see that, especially if you put it on with a paintbrush. Even if you think, oh, just put it on with the roller, just like you did everything else. Well, then you have a roller mark from here up to here. Do you see what I mean? Because you're going to have a second coat of paint from here to there, and everything else is only going to have one coat of paint. That's why I'm doing this, because when I get done with it, I want to make sure you don't see any patch marks on here. So see, I can lightly sand that. I'll probably have to like scrape this little bit over here, get that ready, and then I'm going to paint this whole this whole door, this frame bit, and then I think I'm gonna repaint that. And if I do that, you know, it's like, do I really have to do this one here? Probably not, but I might just paint that too. I won't have to paint this indentation again and stuff. And I'll be careful along the edges and that, okay? I'll get that set up and show you what it looks like.